Sunday night, and you're about to watch Tarot Nice to Meet You, the show featuring live tarot reading for comedians by, other comedians. Here are your hosts, Carly Smallman and Sarah Iles.
Tarot! How are you all doing? Thank you so much for tuning in to our little live stream. My name is Carly. This is my friend Sarah.
Hi!
And yeah, we're going to be reading some tarot for our fabulous top comedian guest and you, our lovely viewers. We hope you're all well and okay. Drop us a little note in the comments to say hello. Let us know who you are, where you are. How are you doing? Sarah, how are you doing, babe?
Feeling a bit shit. I think I've got a cold. I know I shouldn't moan about stuff like that, you know, when there's COVID actually killing people. But hey, poor me, I've got a cold and feeling a little bit rubbish.
Well,
but on the plus side, my friend sent me some tarot, my favourite tarot cards as earrings. Which I don't know if we
get right up in there to the camera, Sarah. Get right up in there.
Let me just take it off.
That makes more sense.
Makes more sense. So look, she got me the Magician, or the other way around, the Magician earring, which is amazing, and I lovely got that. And then the other one, I probably should have done this before we actually started the show. Hold the line, please, caller. And then the other one is I got death, which sounds bad, but it's not actual death, as we know. So it's like permanent change. So yeah, she got my favourite tarot cards made into earrings, and that arrived during the week. So that made me feel lovely. So that was good.
Fabulous. That is absolutely
yeah. Well done. Hi, Stephen.
Hi,
how are
Stephen.
you, Charlie, my love?
I'm okay. Honestly, lockdown I have been finding very tough and difficult this week. I've been feeling like tearful and anxious. Please add a comment if you have also been feeling tearful and anxious.
We draw a card for you later that will show that you're anxious.
We can draw a card for you, exactly. In fact, that's a good point, Sarah. If you are watching and you would like for us to pull a card for you, either if you've got a question or if you would just like us to pull any random card, just leave a comment like, please pull me a card, and we will do that later on in the show. So yeah, I've had an all right week. A good thing that happened to me, actually. Oh, I should have got it. Give me 1 second. This is going to seem really dorky, by the way. My friend got me an amazing present. I've got to show you what it is.
Okay, it's a dorky present, is it? It's going to make you look really cool.
If anyone's watching this and fancy me, I'm going to put a stop to that right now.
Yeah, just look away now for like 2-3 minutes. Hi, Katie Ann. Hi.
Hi, Katie. You're going to get to see my amazing present. Dana Scully Barbie. I haven't had sex in nearly a year.
And you're not going to have any for a very long time.
Not for another whole year.
There's a Dana Scully Barbie.
Yeah.
My God, I mean, did that come out then when the show was on, or is that come out now? Or
there was a Dana Scully Barbie edition who came out in the show as well. This is the 25th anniversary edition, which came out 2 years ago.
Of course, sorry, I should probably know that, but as I don't plan to be single for the next year, that's why I don't.
I feel offended, Sarah. No, I think it's good that you are going to have sex, just to make up for the fact that I did that on the internet.
Well, that's good. So that was a nice present, was it?
That made me happy in my stressy week. That made me very happy. So yeah. In fact, I hope you lot are all right. People watching, because it is a bit crazy at the moment. So let's get reading some tarot for you people. Sarah's got her deck. I've got mine. We're both using some Rider-Waite. I've got the Hangman, but he's the right way up. Oh, look at that.
Oh, serious. I've obviously got the devil. So shall I pull you a card? Do you want to?
Yeah. You do me first then. I've got a prediction. I sent Sarah a prediction of 2 cards I thought I might get this week. And if
one just fell out.
What was it? What was it?
So basically, guys, what you find is when you do a tarot reading, if you're shuffling the deck and one falls out, that's basically the message that the universe wants you to take into account the most. So as you can see, this is quite a clear card. I think, you know, it's not sunny, happy days. So this is just intense heartbreak. As you can see, the 3 swords are just through the heart. So yeah, Carly's not having the greatest time at the moment. And so this is there we go. There's the wine. Hopefully she's got a couple of. Yeah, there we go. A couple of cheesy biscuits.
I actually have 2 Barbies. I have 2 Barbies. Yeah, no, I feel that because I did say to Sarah, I was worried I was going to get either the 9 of Swords, which is all about like anxiety, or the Devil, which is about my excessive drinking. So luckily it wasn't either of those.
Just pure heartbreak. Just grief, loss, despair, heartbreak, just horrific things. So
pure pain. So that's great. Thanks, cards. Sarah, I'm going to could mean 3 people fighting for heart.
Oh, see, that's true. Do you know what it could be? It could be there's another Barbie enthusiast out there who has got the 3rd one to your 2, and then you put the collection together, and finally it's a fantastic coven. Maybe that's what it is.
You really can interpret the cards in any way. It does.
You really can. I mean, I just pulled that like straight out of my little head. Straight out there.
I love that. Right, I'm going to draw you a card. Do you want to say when? Or
yeah, okay. All right, when?
Good news for Sarah this week. We have got the 9 of Pentacles or coins. This card shows a lady in a garden surrounded by abundance and beauty. This is a card about kind of, like financial stability, enjoying that little bit of luxury. The shoes on my feet. I
don't have anything luxurious to show you. No.
Did you have some luxury on hand?
No. I was just thinking, do I have anything luxurious surrounding me? And I don't. I bought some little LED batteries for my front doorbell. And so that's about as exciting as my orders have been.
Seriously.
Yeah, so full of abundance.
On the big items, on the big ticket items there, Sarah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Shall we bring a guest on, babe?
Yes, lovely.
We've got a very special guest this week. I'm very, very excited to have him. He is a brilliant comedian. He is a podcaster over lockdown. He's one of the funniest men I've ever seen live. And his name is Carl Donnelly. Carl Donnelly, are you in the house?
Hey.
Hello.
How are you doing? You all right?
I'm all right. How are you doing, babe?
I'm good, actually. I am. You were saying about getting. I've had the bit of the lockdown blues this week. I'm Mr. Positive normally, but this last few days, I don't know what it is. I think it's just the relentless, non-stop banality of it. I've definitely today I hit a bit of a wall. Had to have a bit of a word with myself and be like,
"Come on." Maybe there's something in the air. I had one of those days. Sorry, I know I'm meant to keep the show light, but when you could just cry at any time.
Oh, I mean, I was fragile this afternoon.
Yeah. A woman smiled at me in the street outside the co-op today, and I was like, "People are kind." And honestly,
guys, am I going to have to bring this show back up every time one of you talks? What's going to happen? You'll be like, "Oh, great!"
This is my desk candle that's currently lit.
I love that. What does it say?
What does it say? Protection against evil, and you're a witch.
You're a witch. Are you a witch, Carl? Do you do
I'm not a witch.
Stuff?
I've just got. I like buying stuff like that. Like I think I've mentioned to Carly before. I own a set of tarot cards, even though I don't know how to do them.
What set do you have?
I can't remember.
Do they look like ours? Do they look like these ones?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I've not looked at them. They're sitting in another. I reckon I've looked at them maybe 9 months ago last time.
Okay.
But yeah, I bought them because I was in a shop. I was in the shop that sells these candles, and I buy my incense and stuff for the house. And I saw some tarot cards. I thought that'd be fun to have on the coffee table. And then I bought a book to learn how to do it. I very briefly read the book, and then at a party I gave 2 friends quite I was drunk and blagging it, and I gave them readings that scared the life out of them. So it was. I thought, I blagged. I genuinely blagged it. There was no. I'm not pretending I've got some intuition or anything. I was chatting shit.
Right.
And it just. I tapped into some fragile moment for them, and I thought I'll leave them for the time being. I think.
Yeah. Maybe take a break from that then. Go back to it when you're a bit more comfortable in your own.
Yeah.
It's not good, as you can see, Carl, when you're in a fragile state and a fucking sword comes out. I mean, it can be triggering. So
yeah.
Do you know what? It crossed my mind when I saw the 3 of Swords. I was like, shall I just casually swap it for something else? Because you can't do it. You have to read it for what it is. But I was like, oh, you got the sun.
You're such a good friend that you would like tarot live for me. I really appreciate that.
Well, yeah, because things are shit enough as it is. I was like, I could try, but yeah, I'm sorry. I have to be authentic and tell it how it is.
Exactly. Well, Carl, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you here. we would love to learn more about you. So that's why we have our first little, I keep calling them rounds, like it's a game show. There's literally no game or points, but it makes me feel quite important when I do it. So I'll just do it.
Okay.
So our first round is called Brief Encounters, like the old film, but nothing like it. It's nothing to do with the plot of Brief Encounter. It's us being nosy into your life, because we love stories about like weirdness and spookiness and unexplained coincidences and all that sort of witchy, spooky, cool stuff. And we would love you to share one with us if you can think of one. If you've got one you fancy talking about.
I've got a good one. I think I've got quite a lot actually. It's that weird one. I'm one of these very cynical sort of hippies. Like I'm into loads of stuff, but I sort of always undercut it by going, yeah, but it's probably bollocks. You know what I mean? I've got that. That's my nature. I think, like, you know, I grew up in just a council flat in South London, so I've got that that's natural sort of, it's nonsense. But a lot of my adult life, I'm a vegan. I wear a crystal around my neck every day and all that.
What do you wear?
It's a labradorite. It's a Madagascan labradorite to be precise. But basically, I do actually believe in this, but this whole coincidency thing I'm well into. Me and my ex-wife, we broke up back in 2013, and sort of it was a bad, any divorce is bad, isn't it? Any breakup's bad. We were together since we were really young, and it was just like, it was horrible. It was really hard, and we weren't talking. Like it was really hard. We end up I wanted to talk it out, and sort of, even though we were getting divorced and there was legal stuff going on, I wanted to talk, but she just didn't want to talk to me. I'd acted like a total arsehole. I understand that. So anyway, everything was going through to the lawyers, right? We hadn't seen or spoken to each other physically in about 6 months, and it was all getting a bit heated with the legal stuff. And I went to Newcastle to do a gig at Newcastle University, checked into like a travel lodge, Newcastle city centre, whatever. I went up to my floor, we're walking to my room, and I saw somebody in the hallway talking into a doorway. I walked past them, didn't think anything of it. Went to my room, was the next door room, right? And I went into my room. About 30 seconds later, I heard a knock at the door. Opened it. It was my wife, right? She'd never been to Newcastle before, ever, right? Had out of the blue been asked to go to Newcastle for work. And she was staying in the room next door to me at Newcastle Travel Lodge.
No.
So I invited her in, and we were so shocked that we were like, "Well, this is obviously a sign we've got to talk." And we just had this lovely chat, cleared the air, and the next day, sort of, we just settled. We just went, "Oh, well, let's forget about all this crappy legal stuff and just get divorced and just make it nice and easy." That is absolutely true.
That's unbelievable.
The next room, right? Like, if you think about that, think of a hotel. How many floors? How many rooms? A travel lodge as well. So there's loads. I mean, it's fucking mental.
Yeah.
That was one of them ones where I was like, if that's not some sort of intervention,
that's not a coincidence.
No, not at all.
It makes you go a bit weird and spiritual for like a few weeks afterwards when something like that. Like having like a religious experience. Like, there must be something more to life. Maybe I'll check out a local church. Like, you do get a bit like that.
Never do that though.
Yeah. No, I know. It totally got me. I was properly just like, that if I was already, I'm cynical, but also there's things I'm like, there's obviously some stuff going on, and there's links between everything. Sort of is ultimately linked, but that one was just like, that's got to be something.
Yeah, I've not ever heard anything like that before. That does make you think that everything is completely linked in some way, and when something is really meant to happen, then it does.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it can't be anything else.
Maybe Newcastle is like the epicenter for all things. Maybe that's part of the conclusion we need.
On one of them. What are them lines they talk about?
Yeah, like
I need to check that. Actually, I've not looked into it. It could be.
That'd be so funny. Well, you heard it here first, guys.
When the world ends, there will just be Newcastle left standing. Women holding chips in their hand like fucking legends.
And then if people know, it'll be everyone that's as resident in Newcastle, and there'll just be the three of us. Like,
should we read some tarot for you, Carl?
Yes, please.
So first of all, I always have to ask this: have you had your tarot read anywhere before?
I had my tarot read once in Wales somewhere. Me and my now wife.
So many cards.
Got another
So many
one
wives.
now. We were in Wales at some festival-y thing, and yeah, it's just we saw a sign that said, in here, tarot readings, and we both went and got one. And actually, she was very good. We both got very different readings. There was definitely, we hadn't particularly started talking about kids at that point, and the person was like, "There's you're gonna have kids in a couple of years," and we have a daughter now, but and my one, this is a Whispers one. I think I've told you this before, Carly, but about and I thought this was a sort of a tarot reader trick that they say to everyone to make you go, ooh. But basically, that she halfway through the reading, we were talking, and she just stopped and got quite sort of. She went, "Sorry, but I need to ask something. You do this, don't you?" And I went, "What?" She's like, "You can do all this reading stuff. Like you've got the thing, haven't you? The gift." And I was like, "What?" Yeah. And she was like, "Yeah, you do stuff, don't you?" And I was like, I don't do anything." And basically, she told me I was psychic. Oh, she asked me if I was psychic, and I said,
"Have you ever done anything psychic? Have you ever done anything?
Anything?
No, I don't think I do. That's the thing. I don't think just because
great reader.
Me and my friend once. Me and my friend who. We went off and did some spiritual, like we did ayahuasca together and all this sort of hippie stuff.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a very hallucinogenic tea that you drink with a shaman, and you have like sort of spiritual experiences.
Wow.
And,
okay.
But me and him once, as an experiment, took like the most extreme amount of LSD that like it was so too much. Any amount of LSD is too much, right? But we took most people would take one tab of acid, right? And that's a night of your life that you're never going to forget. We took 4 just out of. We were like, "Let's do this and go deep, man." And then when we were at the peak, we were just mumbling wrecks. We went into separate rooms and tried to communicate telepathically.
No way.
And we said to each other, "Right, this is it, man. We're going to go into separate rooms, yeah, and just you sort of think of a song, any song." And we both went off to separate rooms for like we had a 10-minute window, and you had to just think of that song and sing it in your mind. And we came back and we were so convinced we were going to get it. And like, we couldn't have been further from like, I think I said something like classical and he said like The Doors, LA Woman or something. And it's just embarrassing, honestly. Like, but yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think I'm psychic.
Okay.
That was a crux of that story.
I feel like you should give that as your answer to everything. If anyone asks you any question, like "Where's the post office?" Well, me and my friend took way too much LSD. All right, so let's do the reading. For those of you who have watched the show tonight, you know how this goes. For those of you who are newbies, what we're going to do is we're going to do Carl a 3-card reading. We're going to pull 3 cards for him. Those cards are going to be kind of like advice, things to think about for the week coming up. When we do our reading, we only read upright cards like this. We do not turn this way. How much are the cards? Gemma, buying the physical deck. It depends. You can get them. Really
they're trying to haggle for yours. They're trying to put an offer in on your deck. There.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, how much? It's not going that much yet, Gemma.
Let's get some haggling going then. Come on, Carly, set it quite. Like £100.
What, for my cards?
Yeah, £100. Let's start for £100. I'll mediate.
Okay, yeah. I'll start at £100. No, we're losing track of the game, guys.
Yeah, sorry, let's do the reading.
Let's do the reading. Gemma, the cards are varying prices from your local hippie shop, which is now unfortunately closed for the foreseeable. Yeah. So
you can get some on Amazon though. If you type in Rider-Waite cards, you can
get some. I think mine were about £25.
Yeah, that's about right. These ones are about the same, and they are the Radiant Wise Spirit Rider-Waite Smith decks, so the RWS for the fucking nerds like me out there. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Carl, just say stop when the universe moves you to. Okay. Sorry, so you didn't like how I phrased that. It's so funny. They were like, why are you a cunt this week? Oh, let's.
Oh no,
my darling. What we're going to do towards the end of the show is we are going to do one card readings for anyone who leaves a comment and would like one. So if you have a specific question, into the bar of wherever you're watching, and if you don't have a specific question but would just like us to draw a card to give you something to think about, or the energy that you should be taking on this week, then just ask us for a card. That was a very long-winded response. Okay,
£100.
Yeah, £100. We'll read you
£100. Okay.
I'm trying to say stop then. Stop.
Okay, this is quite a mixed bag reading. That's not what everyone wants to hear. You haven't got anything as bad as I've already had, though.
Excellent.
So, that's good. There's nothing to be scared of, but there are definitely some things to think about, is how I would describe your reading, whereas mine was like instant tears, which apparently is my vibe today. So your first card here, you've got here, this is the Four of Pentacles, or the Four of Coins, depending on what you like to call it. In this card, you can see a guy sitting outside of the city walls, clutching onto his coins. Sorry, that's my dog squeaking. There we go. Got it up on the screen. Four of Pentacles. This is the card of, some people call it like the miser card, or like the sort of Ebenezer Scrooge type card, but it's kind of more than that. It's purest.
You literally just described it with Scrooge, didn't you?
Yeah. Ebenezer Donnelly. Oh shit, no, that's not what they all call it. No, in its positive way, it's a card about saving up, having a time of frugality and managing your finances. But
it's currently, it's not like I'm overspending currently, let's be honest.
In its negative way, what it's saying is that you are hanging on to your money when you should be living your life, which I know is fucking weird card to come up during this time, because what life? But it's one of these cards that's sort of, the message of it is kind of like a you can't take it with you message. If you've got money there, enjoy whatever experiences that might buy.
Because we are not, as comedians, not earning currently, but I've treated myself to a number of things in the January sales that I shouldn't be buying, really.
That's great. The other thing that this can mean, but I never usually have, I haven't spoken about it before because it normally doesn't apply to a lot of people, but I kind of know a little bit about your background. For some people, when this card comes up, this comes up if you weren't very wealthy growing up, and if your attitude towards now is that you can be the sort of person who will sort of, because of that past experience, will hang on to money when you get it. Not that same attitude as people who have always been around money and sort of they see it coming in and going out very freely. There's always that little lack mindset, that just in case, what if in your mind. So the advice for certain people with this is to not worry about that so much, if you can help. I don't know if any of that resonates with you.
Well, you're telling me to spend all my money. So can I just check this? You're telling me...
She's telling you just to carry on with the January sales. That's pretty much what she's saying.
Okay. I bought one pair of these brown boots, and they actually do them in navy, and I'm considering getting a second pair. So what you've just said to me is buy them.
It's not the Ebenezer Scrooge card then, really, is it? You're not being scarce with your old money there. It's the other one that Carly said.
Yeah, I'm overspending, but it's telling me I've just been endorsed. It's what I should be doing.
Well, maybe it's telling you to hang on to your money then,
yes.
Carl.
Okay. I think if you are overspending, it's telling you to maybe be a bit more resourceful and hold on to the few pennies that you have.
Well, that's the opposite to what I was planning. So, okay.
But let's see, because to be honest, what could happen in the rest of the cards could totally contradict that. Sometimes once you have the full picture and you have the full story, then we can actually explain what it all means together.
Okay. I mean, what I'm hoping to get out of the three cards is, should I buy the blue boots as well?
Right, okay, so do we get the blue boots? Right, fine.
That's the main question I'm looking for.
If that's the main question for you this week, Carl, then it turns out that with the five of you, you're conflicted as to whether you should buy the boots or not.
That's perfect.
This is the card of conflict. Some people may see it, depending on the situation, as an actual conflict of ideas or opinions between you and maybe other people you're working with or your family, people who should usually be a team not pulling together. Or, as in Carl's case with the boots, it is also a conflict of thoughts. Some people read this as that the 5 men in the card represent like the 5 facets of the self, which I'm not sure what they are. I just read that somewhere once. So one of the facets may be, should I buy boots? I mean,
should I buy the navy blue rig boots?
Are you the sort of person who like is like an avoiding of conflict person, or are you quite comfortable getting in there?
I'm very chilled. I don't argue a lot, but that's not because I avoid it. It's just I'm not argumentative. I don't really care enough about any
anyone or anything.
Well, no, like I'm not that sort of way minded. I think I'm too, I'm a bit of a Buddhist, so like it's about nothing. I don't try and not hold on to any opinion strongly enough to let it bother me if somebody shares a different one. So I'm not that. I tend not to get into conflict, to be honest. But so my conflicts are normally very small.
Like boots, basically. Your biggest this week is boots. Yeah.
Yes, and this does probably refer to my shopping habits.
I love. You know what? I feel like
mindset though.
Yeah,
Sarah.
It's a good mindset to be in if like the one challenge that you've got for the week is boots. I think that's really nice. Right. The 5 facets are observing, describing, acting with awareness, non-judging of inner experience, and non-reactivity to inner experience. I'm not really sure I understand what any of that means. But I guess is that what the 5 different men represent then?
Yeah, some people say it represents the 5 different facets of like your inner.
That's a Buddhist teaching as well. Yeah,
this is a very Buddhist card for you then.
There we go.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here because I feel like I really fuck off Sarah with my Buddhism sometimes.
Oh, she really does though. She rams it down my fucking throat sometimes. Sometimes I just want to have a bit of a rage and I want to be a little bit upset about things. And all she does is bang on about love and kindness. What's that book you made me read? Buddha in Your Mirror? Yeah. Something like that.
What's it called?
Was it the Buddhist in Your Mirror or something? It's a self-help book.
It to me by another Buddhist. And poor Sarah.
And then she was like, you need to meditate, and then we tried to do this meditation together, and it was very relaxing, don't get me wrong, but when I've got to send love and kindness to someone that frankly does not deserve it, I struggle with that.
That's part of the process. You have to
and I struggle with it.
To be compassionate to those that you least want to be.
But then they're not compassionate people. In fact, they're out and out assholes. So why should I be sending them any love and joy when I should surely be sending the love and joy to people that deserve the love and joy? Because they're assholes.
Why not both? Why not both?
Because they're assholes.
Honestly, guys,
this is why you probably pull out that card a lot when you're doing your own reading.
Oh my god,
we are psychic. I love Sarah very dearly, and her rage, I find it one of the most entertaining things ever. So sorry Sarah, I didn't mean that in a mean way. Obviously your rage is so justified. I'm not just sitting here.
I've accepted I don't like a lot of things and a lot of people. It's just who I am, and I read that whole book.
Yeah, no, she did. And also there is no right or wrong way of being, as long as you're feeling happy. So that's the main thing, dear.
Right, back to Carl and his reading.
I'm going to let you describe this card, Sarah, because this is one of your cards for the year, so you probably know this one a lot better than I do, which is Judgment. It's the major
Judgment.
Sarah,
we are judging you. Yeah, so Judgment. So I quite like this card because again, it's the one that I've got for my year reading. Thank you, Carly. That's such a sexy face of yours. So Judgment is hopefully the card will come up in a minute, but what you can see is that there we go. So you've got the angel Gabriel in the sky who is basically judging like final absolution and things like that. So this is quite a nice one because it can mean sort of like rebirth and absolution. So it could be that you're going to actually have a bit of change, and something that you've been soul searching is actually finally going to happen. So it could be like a big change, and if you see I guess if the whole reading in its entirety is in like you're struggling with money or you're not sure what to do with your money, then you feel like you're having that conflict, but then actually everything's going to be resolved. Like you're going to have this like this big light is going to be coming down, and you're going to feel, you're going to feel quite comforted by the end of the struggle. So you're not really going to feel that conflict anymore. So what I'm saying is I think you're going to get the boots.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're going to feel really, really good about it because you're like, I deserve these boots. The boots are going to make me a better person, and it's just going to change your whole outlook.
This card's literally spiritual awakening, Carl. So I felt this is a big
spiritual awakening boots.
I feel like, I feel like maybe there's probably other things in my life that are, waiting for some conclusion. But in terms of like real time this week, that is the main one. So hopefully this will be resolved by me going online and buying them.
Well, yes, this whole card is that your actions will help you to sort of, it's all about like what you do now and what you do today will make a difference to you at some later point. So, I mean, order those boots without delay. Really?
Yes, I'll do it the moment we finish.
I love that. You're gonna have to just like, you could blame the cards.
I will. I mean, I will absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. You have a way out now. It is the card. Yeah,
exactly. The universe told you to. Carl, how do you feel about your reading? Do you feel it was valuable?
I mean, I'm trying to now go through sort of a quick audit of the rest of my life and see if there's anything it would. So.
Because the judgment can kind of be like a significant change, something actually big. So it is like a whole rebirth, absolution kind of.
You'll get a reading. You'll get a reading in a little minute. Sorry, guys, I didn't want him to like unsubscribe.
So yeah, I mean, in terms of actual, I mean, I'm currently due to go to Australia next month. If everything doesn't get cancelled, obviously everything's crazy, but we are planning on going for quite a large chunk of time. So, but that, I mean, that is, that could all go wrong if they close the travel corridor. But so that's the only thing at the minute that is like a big life thing that I would like to happen. So who knows? Maybe this means it won't. I'll just have to stay here.
Possible, yes.
Yeah, but it's fine. Again, I just have to get over it. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't think you need a sidekick to tell you that. Sadly, it's just all a bit.
I know. I mean, it's all booked and it's all fine. I've got an exemption to get into the country and it's all fine. Everything's been done through the right channels. Oh yeah, no, it's.
Well, then you should be okay.
I know, but the way things are getting cancelled, it could just, the flights could get cancelled tomorrow, couldn't they? So in my head, I'm like, it's probably, a 50-50 chance of happening, which is quite exciting. But it's also quite... Huh?
Our fingers are really crossed for you. That's so, all these sort of things, like all the plans are all completely buggered, aren't they, at the moment?
I know, that's why it's good to be I think like I'd struggle with this period of time a lot more if I was somebody who was like pent up and like desperate for I mean, Sarah's pointing at herself because I wasn't going to point at anyone in particular.
She's more chill than me. I'm sat there.
I'm actually a very positive person.
Kindness to the whole world and noticing my knees, and Sarah's just out there living her best life and having a great time.
I mean, I take each day as it comes. Don't really worry a lot about stuff. So, but I just dislike things.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, Carl, you might actually struggle with the freezer concept then, because every week I'm boshing out something else that I hate, and you're a Buddhist, so you're like, well, I'm not letting this.
Yeah, I don't hate. I mean, I will struggle in terms of I don't hate anyone, but I still can. On a logical level, I can still have issues with people.
Okay, good.
Let's do that now. Before we do that, before we do our next round, please, if you do want us to draw you a card, leave a comment. We're happy to do that. And Carl is here with his amazing advice. Take LSD and sing songs in a room. Does the reading apply to the current week or for a longer period of time? It doesn't matter, Stephen. You can ask whatever you want. Whatever you are. Who knows, mate? It's whatever you fancy, babes. Don't worry about it. So this is why I'm not a professional psychic. Fine, doesn't matter. Who fucking cares? Let's get the shots in. So this is my favourite bit of the show. Carl, you can lose your mind when you see how professional this little intro is. This is the best bit of the whole show. Who's in the freezer?
Hey, let me out! It's fucking freezing in here!
Sorry.
Nice.
Thank you, Carl. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoy watching every guest's reaction every week.
I like it. It's got some production value to it.
We love it. We fucking love it.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, you may as well explain the freezer because you are the queen of the freezer.
I am queen of the freezer. So this is so for Carl's benefit or anybody that is new, this is something that my aunt taught me when I was younger. So my aunt did tarot, taught me this spell. So basically it's that if anyone has harmed you or upset you and you basically want to just freeze their power and stop them from upsetting you. So it's a good positive Buddhist thing because you're not causing them any harm. You're literally just freezing their power and making things better for them, but by removing them from your life. So it's that kind of thing. So what you do is you write their name down or you put the thing down that you want to remove on a piece of paper, fold it up, put it into an ice cube tray, add water, freeze it in your freezer, and then decant it because I now have my little bowl of hate at the back of the freezer.
Yeah,
because it has to stay frozen until
does it stay frozen? Do you leave it frozen?
So yep, I keep them frozen. Although I have said before, there was one time I had some friends over pre-COVID, and my friend was like, "I'm going to help myself to some ice because I was doing drinks." I was like, "Yeah, hon, help yourself." And then she choked on Kelly from finance.
Oh, right. Okay.
She swallowed the So then in that situation, I wasn't sure what the correct protocol was, so I just wrote it out again and froze her again. And then once the person is gone, then I defrost them and throw the bit of paper away.
Okay. This is,
so that's the.
What happens if you have to defrost your freezer?
Yeah.
Well, once actually, I did accidentally leave the door open. And then I panicked and I did message my aunt and I was like, I don't know, like, is there a situation here? And she was like, no, she was like, just make sure you do it again by the end of the day. So then I did like a mass freezing of everyone all in one go once the freezer
carnage. Freeze everyone.
You get all the people that I've hated over the years. You're like, oh, yeah.
That's not a world you want to live in, babe. Carl, would you go first or second for your nomination for the freezer? Because it is a competition between Carl and Sarah, and you, our lovely viewers, will get to choose who wins. So, Carl, do you fancy going first or second, my darling?
I'll go first, seeing as
nomination.
Mine is actually it's not anyone personal. It is political, but only because I saw him in the street yesterday. Was Matt Hancock?
You saw him?
Matt Hancock lives about 10 minutes away from me, and basically he was in Queen's Park yesterday. We walked over to went for a walk around the Queen's Park area, saw Hancock walking up his road, and then today there was a news story. Matt Hancock out after Boris says stay in your houses, whatever. But even though it's actually he was out for some exercise, but.
For anyone watching overseas, can I just explain? So I know some of you don't watch from the UK. Matt Hancock is that he our health minister?
He's our health secretary.
Totally.
And it's that thing. Like I've got friends who are conspiracy theorists who are like, mate, he's part of the Illuminati, and he's not. He's the opposite. He's actually somebody who's just totally unfit for his job.
Yes,
no experience at all. He's just a bit of a knob. Like I know,
like them all.
I know a couple of people that know him, and he's not. He's just a bit of a div, really. So he's not cut out to run the current crisis. Should be taken out of his hands, I think, and given to somebody more fitting.
Qualified.
I like that as a nomination. I think he's done generally a horrible job, and if he's in the freezer, we can't bother us anymore. But who would be the alternative? That's the problem.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're going to suddenly bring in some hot shit replacement, but it'd be nice just to get some new fresh eyes on it. I think.
Yeah, fabulous. I think it's a great nomination. So Matt Hancock is nomination 1. Sarah, who would you like to nominate this week, my love?
Well, obviously, mine is exactly the same sort of political highbrow level that I'm matching Carl with this. Delivery drivers. Because
people that have kept us going through lockdown.
Hear me out.
In the bin,
mate. I feel like I'm allowed my chance to explain. Not all delivery drivers. I have realised that there are specific. Obviously, there's like Amazon and there's Hermes or however now you pronounce it, who are the worst.
I think you're thinking of the scarf. I think you're thinking of Hermes.
Wasn't there? Is it Hermes?
Yeah.
Why does everyone then call it? Why is one called Hermes then and one is called Hermes? Why are we?
Hermes is a French brand.
Yeah.
It's spelt the same.
I think, but it's got a little accent. I think over the E.
Right. Okay. Well, them. Because if there's ever, so basically these were being delivered to me, which I didn't know about, which obviously was a very lovely gift. But I went downstairs to the halls of my flat where they have the post stuff on Monday, no post. So I was like, cool. Tuesday, I have two cards saying that I had missed it twice. I'd missed the delivery twice.
You're working from home.
Yes, I'm working from home. I have a note on the door that says my bell doesn't work. So here is my phone number. I am definitely in. I'm unfortunately always in. And I got 2 cards. But then they must have done both cards on the Tuesday because I checked the ruddy post on Monday night. So big fat liars. And I want them in the freezer, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
Hi, Sabrina. Welcome to the show. Time to arrive.
I hear what you're saying about delivery drivers. They can be annoying, but I do think they're currently so overwhelmed with work. I live on the ground floor flat, and there's a flat above us, and luckily we all get on very well. But I genuinely, one of my neighbours who lives upstairs as a couple, she is currently ordering. I genuinely think this isn't an exaggeration. 3 Amazon packages a day, right? And sometimes they come as one, sometimes they come at in 2 goes, or sometimes 3. And I reckon at least 1 a day they'll press my buzzer instead of hers. Even though the names are clearly, we've got actually, rather than have just number, it's got our names next to the bell. So they're not even looking at the thing; they're seeing a number, hitting it. And every day I have to remind myself they're working very hard and they're doing a lot of work. There is little part of me that has to just have a little, let's not get annoyed about this. I get it, but I let go of it and say it's not their fault, even though it is actually their fault for not reading the names.
Yeah. Should we edit it from because hashtag not all delivery drivers, because I feel that we are quite reliant on them, but I don't want this to become some big fucking scandal. 3 comedians hate delivery drivers, because obviously that's very important news right now. But maybe change it to incompetent delivery drivers.
Yes, I think that is.
Right. If we're going to be specific about it, then yeah, sure, let's do that then. If we're gonna fine.
I was worried for you in case they all started fucking with you after this show. Maybe we don't know. Maybe the delivery driver union leader.
I'm the 4 of coins. I don't get anything, so I am not worried. But yeah, not all delivery drivers. You're right. Not all delivery drivers, just the bad ones that don't read the door post-its and also Carl's door where it says specifically who the parcel, who the parcel's going for. It's quite clear. There's the number and everything. Yeah. Just that.
Fabulous. So there are 2 options. I realised my Amazon habit was out of hand, by the way, recently when I ordered a silicone spatula for no reason, and I knew the parcel arrived, and I knew the silicone spatula was in it's one of those envelope ones that you take the top off and pull it out. But my anxiety was so bad that I just let the silicone spatula parcel sit on the windowsill for 8 days.
Oh my God. I had quite a bad. I spent a lot of money with ASOS a couple of years ago. So I don't know why. I used to like going shops, and I got bored of the high street, and I hated going to shops because it's just annoying.
You must be loving this.
But then I just started ordering all my clothes on ASOS, and actually, what I actually now do is just I order the odd thing now and again when I need it, and I've stopped buying. I used to buy way too many clothes essentially, but I actually end up getting to know my DPD driver. The guy who did the ASOS, his name is Peter. He still drops the odd parcel off now and again whenever DPD are involved. But when DPD tells you the name of the driver, so it goes your driver John, whatever, will be there in this hour. And whenever I'd see Peter, I'd be like, "Oh, it's Peter," and I'd be like, "I've got it's Peter, my favourite." And literally, I'd look forward to seeing him, but it's horrible, isn't it? So anyway, that's what I've got.
Bad delivery driver, Sarah. Whoa, you have one.
See, I'm not such an arsehole after all. People agree with me.
I wouldn't say. I think in a fun sense, yes, that is a good decision. But I think if we all thought about it. I don't think a bad delivery driver is as bad as the current health secretary.
No, I was quite surprised. This is the sort of thing that Brexit was made of. They were like, do you want this sensible, important decision, or do you want to fuck about with a funny thing? And everyone went, well, fuck about with the funny thing. Thanks. And so we knew this would be a shoo-in. Should we do some readings before we log off? Okay, let's go with Stephen Geary.
Stephen
Fabulous.
Geary.
Should I go or do you want to go?
Stephen
I'll
Geary
do
is
it.
a regular
I'll do
listener of
the next
mine and
one.
Julian's podcast.
Oh, he casually slid into my DMs last week after the show.
He slid into
In
my
a funny way.
DM.
Because I
Yeah,
said
not-
no one ever slides into my DMs, so he did, and I thought it was quite funny. So well done, Steve. Sorry, am I doing this or are you doing this, Carly?
Oh no, I was going to do this one. You do the next one.
Here
Okay,
we go.
Stephen Geary. We have got the Four of Wands.
Oh.
This card means you'll be staying at home, and I'm not joking. This is the card about it's either to do with like being at home, the stability of the family home, spending time at home with home and hearth. It can also mean like a party or a celebration, but I'm sorry, Stephen, it doesn't take a psychic to know. It's probably just staying at home, unless you're getting married, in which case it also means a marriage. Sarah or Carl, anything you'd like to advise to Stephen?
Well, I thought the wands, when it said Four of Wands, and after he slid into the DMs, I thought, oh, are they like, is it a phallic thing?
No, sometimes.
No, Stephen Geary has been nothing but respectful in our DMs. He's been in my DMs as well, and he's
Not now. You've given him that terrible reading. You wait for the feedback, mate.
Maybe the marriage is between you and Stephen Geary, Sarah. Maybe that's what's going on. He slid into your DMs. It's his first step to conquering.
It was a very brokey, hi, here I am sliding into your DMs, and I sent back laughter faces, and that was the end of the conversation.
Okay, so probably not that. See,
or the beginning of the conversation.
I mean, I closed the conversation quite well, didn't I?
See, if that were me, Sarah, I would assume that I was in a committed relationship with that man. That's the
oh, right. Okay. Well, as someone who is also divorced, I did not get that at all. I was very much,
I love it. Have we got any more cards to read, people? Gemma, do you want to pull for Gemma, Sarah?
Yeah, sure. Oh, so this actually fell out.
So
this is the moon. So this is a major arcana card. For those that are relatively new or don't know what that means. So major arcana cards are usually messages from the universe or important life lessons that you need to take note of. So the moon for me is kind of like an anxiety card, because as you can see, the animals are like howling at the moon. We actually got this last week and Julian had his own interpretation of it, which was
it about
phenomenal, and Carly and I pretty much were stunned into silence for the first time ever on this show.
Julian was a witch.
Yeah,
was he actually? What? It was quite a good take.
Brilliant. It was
really good. So
really?
this is
brilliant. I thought it was
like,
to be just cock and balls based. But
no,
he's
a fucking witch, Carl. He's a witch.
He was very, very articulate. So Gemma, obviously, just to explain this card to you, my lovely, is this is a card just saying that obviously you're quite anxious at the moment and you're finding things quite difficult and unsettling. And as you can see, like the animals are howling at the moon. And it's just there's something that's quite off at the moment. Obviously, it's quite a generic pull of the card. We can't say exactly what it is, but this will probably resonate with you, that things are very unsettled and you've just got to kind of be aware that you've got to kind of feel it. You've got to ride out this anxiety and just sort of go with it and go with your intuition. Sure.
Gemma. Often when the moon appears in a tarot reading, it's a message that introspection and intuition are the way forwards rather than actual taking big actions and dozing through it. So the advice on this card is that despite the anxiety, if you look within yourself, you may find resolution. I mean, you may not, but that's the first port of call. Carl,
I'd actually would say, and this is me trying to get genuine, like, right, it would be, and this is because I've got history with the moon. Right. My daughter, this is where I think the moon actually, the whole sort of changing of the moons is a very, it's a thing that does inspire change, sometimes force it as well. So I would say that it could be just saying like you're about to turn a corner or something's going to change, because it just reminded me, my daughter was born 2 weeks premature, and she was my wife's like our first kid. First babies are always born late. It's like everyone says, they're going to be late, it's your first kid. The night before she was born was a full moon, and my wife, who's into a bit of this funny business, she said to me, I'm going to do a little just ritual in the garden. She gets like candles out and does a few little things.
I really
writes a couple of incantations and things, and like just burns them. And she said, "Do you want to come out and do it?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." It was nice. We did it. So we came out and we did it. Went to bed, and she woke up at 7 a.m. and was like, "I'm feeling something in my stomach," and then she went into labour.
Witch!
Amazing.
You're
So there we
amazing.
go.
Right.
I'm not a witch. She's a witch. I'm married to a witch.
You are married to a witch, yes, you are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you added your power to that spell. I love this. I love that you've actually given Julian a run for your money because I know you present the podcast together. I'm not fucking having it. Julian is not the witch. Do you have any more for any more? Please come have a card.
Katie Ann.
Yes, Katie Ann. I'll draw you one. How about that? How about that? Sorry, I have my little way of doing it. Oh, Katie Ann, you have got one of my favorite cards. You have the Empress. The Empress is the card that represents like, I was going to say like motherhood, but not motherhood in terms of like necessarily having a child, but the nurturing qualities of motherhood. So it's about abundance. It's about nurturing yourself, looking after yourself, looking after those around you. It can also be a message either about your mum or if you're a mum yourself, you know, to get in touch with that family side of things. But as you can see, she's sort of sitting on a throne. She's pregnant. She's surrounded by greenery, harvest. She's governed by she's got the sign of Venus there on her shield. And it's a very feminine card, all about beauty, nature. Maybe go out. Do you know what? Sometimes when this comes up, I'm like, right, I need to go to a park and I need to go and spend time in the trees.
Enjoy nature.
Maybe, like, I mean, I wouldn't take my shoes off because I live in London. I'd probably get like my foot like gag needle. But you know, this is the card. Sort of maybe the advice on this often is to spend some time outdoors in nature. Anything anyone would like to add on the Empress here?
Yeah, so it's basically what Carly said is it's about like abundance and actually taking all your energy and your joy from your immediate surroundings. So it could be that like we're all struggling in lockdown at the moment. So it could be that walk in the park will actually make you feel more rejuvenated as you're connecting a lot more to nature and what is real around you. Because maybe you've been spending too much time inside and that hasn't really done your mental health all that good. So it is about getting out there and really embracing yourself as well as the abundance around you.
Yeah. Can I recommend London's Queen's Park if you're getting outside? It's a beautiful park frequented by Matt Hancock of the Conservative Front Bench.
Let's all go and have a word with him. Christopher, hi, I'm new, and I like. Oh, he likes and sub. Thank you, Christopher. That's very kind of you.
His name's like Christopher Swinehart. What a great name that is.
That is a great name.
It sounds medieval.
It does.
Swinehart. Right, I'm going to do do you want me to do it, Carly?
Yes, please do.
Oh.
Oh.
I really should stop doing that. I always react to the cards and they go, oh, like I did with Carly's. So this
There's no poker face there with Sarah.
Yeah, no poker face at all. I always show exactly what I'm thinking. It's terrible. So this is the Ace of Pentacles or coins. So this is like the manifestation of money or something new from out of nowhere. Now the Ace cards are very much like the beginning of something. So it's like the manifestation of money without it actually already being there. So it's now up to you to then take, you've got maybe an idea of how you can make this money and maybe a new job opportunity that is coming out of nowhere for you, and you've got this idea for it, and it's mainly now on you to then take it from the manifestation stage into reality. But it is very much money orientated, and it's a very positive card. I do like an ace because you're like at the beginnings of things and you're like, aha, here it is, it's coming out of nowhere, this idea. You're like, oh, that's unexpected. Carl or Carly? Oh, Carl.
I would say do the lottery, Swinehart. This is what we mean.
Yes.
Get your betting on, unless you've got a betting problem, in which case, please don't.
Yeah, there we go. Keep it inclusive here for all gambling addicts as well as those who don't. So, Sabrina, a general love reading. Oh, Sabrina, my favorite.
What's that mean?
We'll pull a card for love.
A reading of love. Oh God, I really hope this goes well for you. I always get nervous for these ones. Oh, hang on. I can't. Oh, Sabrina, I can't.
One fell out. It fell out.
What is it? We have got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Sabrina.
Sarah's reaction there.
Sabrina, I feel like there is a man coming into your life. Court cards.
He has money.
The aces, not the aces, the kings, the queens, the knights, and the pages often represent people. In a love reading, I usually take them to mean an actual person. It's maybe someone you know, someone you don't know. The Knight of Pentacles is the most stable of all the knights. Sometimes when the knight is drawn in love reading, it can mean someone who's kind of going to be sort of in and out, like a fuck boy. But the Knight of Pentacles is not a fuck boy. He's the sort of guy that when you first meet him, you think, oh, this guy's a bit like dull. He's a bit like, ugh. You get to understand that actually it's not boringness, it's like sensibleness. And he can be like sexy in a kind of dark and brooding way. I like to think. But like when you meet someone at a party, like, oh God, he's the accountant, he's fucking like chatting all this fucking dull shit at me. And then like 3 weeks later, you agree to go for a drink with him. And then you actually find that he's a very interesting character and that you want to get to know more of him.
And he has money.
And he has money. Yeah, he's generally like good at his job. He has money. And the problem with this guy sometimes though is be careful depending on what you're looking for, because he can be quite slow in terms of his level of commitment into a relationship.
Mentally
slow and not stimulating.
Yeah, he's really dull, Sabrina. So good luck with that. I hope he has a big dick, because no, I was joking. Jose, public reading now.
Welcome back, Jose.
You read Jose a card. You like Jose.
I do like Jose. Thanks for coming back, Jose.
Jose, by the way. I'm sorry. That's something I do.
Oh, one fell out.
What is going on tonight? We've got poltergeists in the house.
I mean, what's going on is you're drinking wine. It's probably what's going on.
Well, I'm completely sober.
Oh, right. Okay.
I've got
King of Wands.
King of Wands.
Ooh.
So the king. So again, as Carly, I think, has already explained this evening, when it comes to the court cards, obviously it could be a real person. So this could be someone in your life. So it's a mature man because he is a king. And this one is kind of like it's like a leadership card, not really someone who is like coming up with ideas. It's not someone who thinks of new ideas. Someone that is quite happy to sort of be the leader of things and then tell you how to do it.
Delegator.
Delegator, that's the word. I was like, what's the word? Yeah, delegate. That's the word I was looking for. Thanks for doing the Macarena whilst so again, so Jose, in relation to whatever this is, this could be someone in your life right now, or it could be that it's telling you that you've got this idea, or you're leading on something, and what you should do is you should be delegating more and you should be sharing more rather than just thinking that you've got to do it all by yourself.
Carl, anything you want to add?
No. No,
it's not this. The court ones are quite difficult to read. I still struggle with the court cards.
Yeah, I don't understand. So are you saying there is an experienced older gentleman in his life?
Gentleman here, yes, a mature man.
Could this refer to Jose Cabral de Sampao?
It could be. It depends on how old Jose is, I suppose. This could be Jose.
Okay.
It could be Jose. I like that. Oh, Budgel! I never know. I will call him that until he takes Budgel. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, I think there's something going on, and that we're all having this fucking first shitty week of lockdown because you've also got the moon.
Oh wow.
So take note, Budgel. You may be feeling anxious at the moment, like there's a creeping anxiety kind of creeping up and sort of that gloom and sort of pressure and stress following you. But as we said before, follow your intuition and take time to introspect, and that will be where any answers may lie. I felt really professional when I said that.
Very well done, hon. Very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Any more, Jim? Oh wow, loads today. I love career reading.
Yellow Phoenix.
Career reading. Fuck yeah, I'm loving
it. So that just means this is only about career.
Yeah, but I like the name Yellow Phoenix. You're right, Carl. It's fucking.
So you can actually ask the deck for specific
Oh yeah.
You could do like a health reading.
Yeah, you can.
We don't do health stuff like per se, just because we don't like answering health and medical questions because we're not doctors.
Okay.
But if you could want to be like, what could I?
I mean,
we'd come up with a vaccine by now, like a fucking permanent vaccine. If we could do a health reading, we'd be gazillionaires. But no, we don't do health readings or legal ones. Oh,
so this is a very interesting one to get. So this is if this is in regards to your career, then this is basically saying that you should work with someone else. So there's someone else that you've got a very strong connection with. So sometimes this can come up when it's like you're meeting someone and you're actually going to be in a relationship, and this is like the connection. and you can see the lion above the cups is basically signifying strength. So in regards to your career, what I believe this is saying is that you should actually collaborate with someone else, because it's going to bring you real strength, and that is what is ultimately going to help your career. So maybe that's someone that you've already got someone in mind, or where you're going to actually have a partner that you're going to work with, but that is actually going to bring you strength, and actually is what you should be doing in regards to your career.
Spot on, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything that you want to add, Carl? Carl?
Yellow Phoenix can start sliding in some DMs, in it, to try and find a partner.
Aye.
Oi. Anything for anyone? Oh, lovely. We're getting some nice feedback. Fabulous. I get amped every time. I don't know Lots of times be the best you can be. Oh, I love that. That's so exciting. I love when people get stuff. I'm considering moving to live somewhere new or not. Can I have a card, please?
Oh.
If this one card comes up that I'm thinking of, I'm going to lose my shit. Also, this happen. And then it doesn't happen, and I just said it, and then I just look like a fucking asshole. Right, here we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. Emma, the advice here.
Oh.
So we've got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of sticking with things and persevering. So in relation to the question, this would be a very strong indication that you are not done with what needs to be done where you currently are. There may be some unresolved stuff going on, or whatever the reason, but what it's saying is to persevere with what you're already doing, even though that can often be like drudgery and very it can be draining. But this, if you look at the guy in the card, he looks fucking knackered, but but what this card tells you, the lesson from this card, is that it's going through it and coming out the other side and it being worth it in the end. So the cards are saying no, Emma, but don't listen to us. If you want to move, you should move, babe.
Is that the Nine of Wands, that one? Yeah Yeah, because I think also, if you think about, like, the 9 comes obviously just before 10, and the 10 of Wands is the ending of a cycle. So this could be that obviously it's coming to an end, but you're not there yet. So it could be that you are going to move, but you're not moving yet. You've got something unresolved that you're going to have to deal with before you go.
Right. I think that it looked like in the picture he was building a house. So I would tell Emma to build her own new house. That is my advice.
Excellent advice, Carl. Excellent
Thanks.
advice.
Thank you, Carl. I'm so glad Carl's here to tell us.
What am I watching? I think what you're watching is something extremely highbrow and considered comedy genius.
You're watching 3 psychics give readings to strangers.
I love that was a comment on our show. Like, what am I watching?
What is this? Yeah.
I don't understand.
Whereas I'm like, what's the question? Oh, you want to know what you're watching? Let me pull a card for that. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out what you're watching.
You actually going to do a reading for that? Nothing good.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one, isn't it?
Yeah, heartbreak.
But it's true, there are 3 of us, though. So numerologically,
and we're literally breaking our heart live.
We are breaking our hearts because you wanted to know what we was watching. Exactly. Great. Oh, well, there we go. Reading's done.
Fabulous. I think that's it. Is that? I'm guessing that's it because Jim has stopped putting things up, and we're actually over time. But we don't mind because we love you and we love hanging out with you every single Sunday. Carl, you have been such an amazing guest. Do you have anything you would like to plug or point our viewers in the direction of?
Just probably the podcast. Me and Julian Dean, who was on last week, we do a podcast together called TVI, and it's just us 2 and a guest having a laugh.
It's fabulous. I've been on it and it is really fun.
It's good fun, isn't it?
It's great fun. If you like this, if you like 3 people rambling on, you'll fucking love that. I tell you.
Who was the last comment who didn't know what she was watching? Probably best to avoid. It's not for you.
No, you shouldn't watch it. But everyone else, definitely recommend. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's Carl's socials are scrolling down the bottom. So please follow him because he is fabulous. Sarah, do you have anything you'd like to say or plug?
Yeah, follow me too, and thank you to everyone that slid into my DMs. You made me feel very special last week. I appreciate that. So now, if you just want to follow me, that'd be great. Stuff below. Sarah Iles comedy. Hi, come say hi.
Slide into DM so that she's got a story for every single episode, but keep it clean because she's a nice lady. I am my stuff's scrolling at the bottom. You can follow me down there. That would be very nice if you did, but mainly I want to plug this, which is on every single week on a Sunday at 7 o'clock. It is keeping me and Sarah sane during this crazy time. Our guest next week is Robin from The Noise Next Door. They're a fabulous improv group, and so it should be good fun, and we would love you to join us if you can. Carl, you've been
Thank you.
fabulous.
Thanks. It's been fun. It's that thing. I always forget I'm into all this stuff until I start talking about it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's the truth!" And
we sometimes do like special extra episodes where we literally cast spells. So now that we know you're a witch and could make babies come
I've
out,
done spells in my time.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, you are welcome to join us for a spell whenever.
And now I can blow my evil spirit candle out.
And on that note, always end. Sarah, we should blow out candles at the end.
Get some spell candles.
What we should do. I do have one. It's not lit. I have this one. I have a love one.
I haven't got any candles burning right now, which is very unusual for me because I thought I'd better not if I'm drinking.
Probably not.
A friend of mine bought me a candle magic book, which is like just how to do spells with candles.
Yes, please.
Carl, we
should do one on a full moon special all together.
Oh, Carl, do you want to come on?
That?
I'll do a full moon. I'll do a full moon ceremony live.
I will check in with Carl. I know when the date of the next full moon is because I wrote them all in my diary because obviously I don't have sex. The next full moon is on the 28th of January, so we'll see if Carl is free and hopefully you can join us. Let's log off because it's getting silly now.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care. Thank you, Carl. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks for watching Tarot Nice to Meet You, which is produced by Comedy Hotspot. See you next Sunday at 7 p.m.